Impact. Just got this one started up. As we have got to the bottom left-hand side. Both these players in the same position in the group right now. They both went 1-1 with Zest. They both 2-0'd Cure. So the result of this series is actually pretty important to kind of bring them apart a little bit. But also then the result against Bly will be important too. So if these guys end up tying here, the result against Bly might become important as well. As we have to the bottom left-hand side, the blue Zerg player. This is Impact. Up against the red Protoss on the top right-hand side, Trust. So, setting up into this, as we have 4 series left for you all today. Thank you so much for continuing to stay tuned to the Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament all week. Tomorrow will be my day off streaming this week. There's GSL followed by WCS. Like, the overlap is insane. We weren't going to stream through that. But I will be back Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with even more Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament action. So make sure you tune in for that. And of course, that follow button is your best friend for seeing when we go live. We're approaching 40,000 followers here on the Twitch channel, which is awesome, amazing. So shout out to all of you guys who continue to push us towards that. Now we do see the Cybernetics core coming up the front here from Trust. So getting that Cybernetics core started as the Nexus is dropping down. I mean, the early game not looking really all too crazy as we start up on Operation Lockdown. We've seen this map again already once today. We've seen a lot of the maps a couple of different times today. There's a couple maps that were a little bit ahead in terms of how many times they were seen. And so by the end of the today, we're going to actually have a pretty good, we're going to have a pretty evened out set of times we've seen most of the maps. There's a couple that are still only being seen 3 times. There's only 1 map or 2 maps that will have been seen 5 times. And then the rest of the maps will have been seen 4 times. So we're doing pretty well on keeping the map seen an even amount throughout the tournament, which is one of the main goals of the Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament, I feel, because obviously we should try and give every map an equal opportunity, right? There's only so much we can do without forcing the players to play on, be like, hey, you're playing this map right now. There's only so much we can do sometimes, but we kind of like to give players a little bit of a choice, and I think it's cool to see the maps, how they get vetoed as well. And as you see this pro coming around towards the upper right-hand side, there's an Adept coming up, Cybercore about to finish as well. And we are going to be seeing this probe of Trust heading up to the top right. Hatchery dropping down on the bottom side as well, as we are going to be just waiting to see how this goes. Mentioned in the chat the space kind of in front of this natural. Yeah, there's a lot of space to kind of launch an attack into here, right? If you want to hit your opponent on 2 bases, I guess, but the 3rd base then has very limited space in front of it. It's an interesting map. I really want to see some longer games on this map. We saw 3 bases earlier between Cure and Bly on this one. I don't know if they really count because Bly's 3rd base was, Bly's bases were in the bottom left, and then he took his 3rd base here and proxy hatched, and it was a bit strange. I'd love to see again like the longer games in this one, see how it plays out and so on. Going to be seeing the Phoenix here able to come in and is able to start picking away at this Overlord on the top side. There's going to be a second Stargate, so we're going to see double Stargate Phoenix here out of Trust in this game 1 against Impact. So going to be trying to apply a lot of pressure with the Phoenix, try and see what he can do with this as the first Overlord does go down. Slight supply block at the moment as we do have the Phoenix coming in over here, flying back over the natural. Again, a couple of links of Impact just patrolling on the map and keeping an eye on what's going on here. And as we do have the Rotron dropping down on the front of the natural as well. So Rotron dropping down on the front. Going to be seeing the this little bit of, you know what this is? This little bit of electricity. It sounds like a probe attack. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like over here, I'm like, where's the probe harassing? I don't see it. I can't see it on the minimap or anywhere. There's these little fingers of electricity in this chasm, and I'm like, God damn it, you've tracked me! Phoenix coming in and glowing for an Overlord kill there, but doesn't quite get much done. There's electricity all over this map. I guess that's why it's called, I don't know actually, Operation Lockdown. Maybe it's Lockdown because there's electricity everywhere and it's dangerous. And these crystals have electricity going as well, man. Hopefully we don't see anything too shocking in this game. Ha ha ha! I should sign up for the Rifkin Club. I made a bad pun in this cast. Go me. Phoenix moving around, and we're just going to be seeing a couple more being added in. Overlord's taking some damage. Queens do throw down Transfuse, and Overlord's continue to take some hits. So Overlord's taking quite a lot of damage right here. And as you see the Roach speed starting up, the Spire dropping down in the natural expansion as well. Another Overlord going down on the right-hand side. A lot of Lings heading up to the top side of the map. So a little bit of a counterattack from Impact. I mean, the third base hasn't been taken just yet, so Trust may be a bit afraid of that. I mean, a lot of Lings and denying the third is something you can do very successfully, usually against these Phoenix. Because it does just sort of naturally put you in a position where, you know, the Phoenix can't just lift up Ling after Ling after Ling, right? That becomes way too expensive. It just doesn't work out. So, I think I'll be a little bit careful about that. We see a couple of drones getting picked off. A few drones going down. We see the Robo Facility finishing up on the natural expansion. Lings on the right-hand side as well. There's a few more drones will be picked away out here too. Let's get rid of quite a few of those. Phoenix will fall. And the rest of the Phoenix again just scattering away up to that left side, trying to stay away. Space Shark here, making an appearance. It's amazing really though, because the Space Shark, it never gets in any fights, right? Like, unlike other critters which can be attacked, like, you know, by units, there is not ever, you know, we don't see the Phoenix flying through the map and killing the Space Shark, right? Space Shark is like, it's kind of like a god amongst critters, or amongst beings on StarCraft 2 maps. It's really, like, people just do not mess with him. They know shit goes wrong if you do. You see the attempt of a third Nexus in the forward position here as the Ling is running forwards. A couple of Zell and Adept holding off the wall, and more units coming in from the bottom side. Gonna actually get rid of quite a lot of these Zerglings. So good defense. Oh, that's the Lings in. Well, this was a good defense until the Lings got in, actually. I was actually really liking it. Corrupt is now on the way up from Impact as well. Trying to get into a position where he's going to be able to deal with this as Minions pulling back down the right-hand side. 7 extra gates for Trust. He's really building up into his ground army now. Phoenix flying up the right again. A few Corruptors coming forwards as well. Just a single Zergling actually seeing those Phoenix. So the Corruptors can get on top of the Phoenix right away. Already one Phoenix down. Well, now it's dangerous because the Phoenix are out of position. The Corruptors are heading into the main to try and cause spray something down. I mean, a Nexus, usually a prime target, will actually maybe come into the low ground. 3 Stalkers here. Probably not worth committing in then with the Corruptors because the Phoenix will jump on pretty quickly as well. All you're going to do is really set Caustic Spray onto cooldown and not actually kill anything. So the good thing is, though, the threat is there, right? You know, that's kind of keeping the Phoenix back at home. And now he's actually created an opportunity to kill 2 more Phoenix. And every one of those Phoenix that goes down is less potential damage on the map for the Protoss player. Hydra's done about a finish from Impact. He has a lot of money in the bank as well, so he can build into a lot of Hydras right away. And he's going to go straight into the Lurker Den. So no messing around from Impact at all. Straight into the Lurker Den. Commit straight through into that very, very quickly. It's going to be seen plus for missiles and group spines to get those Hydra upgrades going. Impact suffered a loss to Zest earlier today. If you didn't see that Impact Zest game 1, it was ridiculous. Like, actually ridiculous. We're going to be seeing the Corruptors continue to fight against this base. I mean, Caustic Spray is actually going to get it, right? There's not enough here to kill these Corruptors in time. Oh my god, he's actually going to kill the Natural. No, why? But why? Oh, well, I guess he wants to pull back to deal with this army on the bottom, but the Corruptors are so far away. At least still the Natural, right? It was just a few seconds away. Obviously a bit distracted. Well, that's good from Trust as these force fields, I feel, are kind of hurting this Protoss player more than the Zerg. I mean, obviously initially they're good because you can't kite back some of the units, but then the Zealots can't actually attack any longer, and everything's getting choked up, and Trust's army is just disappearing to this Hydra, Roach, Ravager force. Corruptors coming in to pick up the Phoenix as well, and Trust just loses absolutely everything on this bottom side. In the end, didn't need to kill off the Nexus because holding this attack has won Impact the game, and Impact will go once today. So this is our second time seeing it. I kind of like it. Like, it's weird and different, but it kind of still gives us pretty good games. Top left-hand side, the blue Zerg player here is Impact, as he goes up against the red Protoss on the bottom right-hand side of the map, Trust. Okay, game 2 of the series. As we see a pylon coming up on the front line from Trust here, so getting that started. Little mineral patches in the center. Again, we've talked about this map a lot lately, but little mineral patches block off these major pathways, and then this pathway here is very narrow. So taking fights around this area, definitely not a lot of fun. It was Zest versus Cure on this map, right? Or it was a Terran versus a Pros. I think it was Zest Cure on this map that was saw a little bit of a fight starting to break out towards the center here finally, as we've been waiting for that so long. Yeah, it was Zest Cure. And Zest kind of came through here, and you kind of saw the interaction between such a narrow choke point between two players. Neither of them really wanted to push through it, while the other was on the other side. So, you can, again, if you want to kind of really force fights there, you probably want to open up the map a little bit and mine those minerals. There's not a lot of minerals. It's only 20, so it's actually very easily mined out. So, only 4 worker trips. Yeah, again, it's not a lot. It's not nothing though, right? Because it is still quite a while where you have 1 worker mining, or you send 4 workers away for a good 30 seconds or so at least. At least you get some minerals out. Long distance mining to a new extreme as we see the hatchery dropping down over on the left hand side here from impact. So, 3rd hatch will drop down into place as we just go through the early stages of the PvZ. At least with new maps, we can talk about the maps a little bit more rather than, unfortunately, in the world of you know, ladder maps. We talk about them so much already. Sometimes in early game PvZ, we just have to talk to the chat because it's like, well, what are we gonna say, guys? For the next 3 minutes, we're waiting to see the Stargate build, and then the Stargate builds, and there's still not a lot going on, right? So, yeah, a bit funky as you do see this Overlord coming up around the top, looking around. It's just a bother, not really a barricade. I mean, yeah, it's not a barricade. It's designed so that you can open up this area as the game goes on, right? That's the idea. The map maker obviously wants this to be opened up and to create more of an opportunity for attack paths, but it's not going to happen easily, and it does take a little while. There's Trust here, just moving through the middle once again, and getting back home with that first probe. Now, his first adept already shading forwards here, and looking to see if we can find some damage. It's just going to cancel though. Probably if he wants to commit in, we'll wait for adept number 2, because then you will one-shot those workers. You'll be able to go 1 shot, 2 shot. Just take them down very easily, and then you get quite a few worker kills. So there you go, 2 adepts together. We'll see if they do commit in. Link speed obviously still not done. He sees all of the lings though, so with that many lings in position, it's again not really worthwhile. This time the lings are not on top of the adepts, so they might be able to commit. And they will. 1 drone already, make that 2. We'll not find a 3rd just yet, but we'll get back in the mineral line to minimize surface area for a moment. 2 drones and a couple of lings, nothing crazy. First Oracle about to arrive on the natural. Queen out of position though, so this will be some more damage. 4 workers killed, 5. Tries to go for 6, but doesn't quite find it. Huh, okay. Interesting. Alright, well, to the bottom right side, the Robo Facility, the Twilight Council, dropping in on the natural expansion. The Overlord of Impact going to be flying overhead as well. As Trust still heading up to the top side. Double Oracle, ready to fly in towards the natural mineral line, perhaps in the next few moments. Stalker from Trust going to be coming in and pushing that Overlord away up through the top. And is going to be able to shut that down. These Double Oracles find 7 worker kills. Impact has taken tons of damage here early game. Gives up one of the Oracles, but for 9 workers, I mean, you got to look at that as a success, right? You come out 9 workers in the lead. I mean, Impact makes another huge round of drones, but it's just keeping the Zerg economy away from where it should be so that you can capitalize and really push yourself into an advantage from there. So you can see the Oracle flying off over to the left side, and still won't find much more out of an access point. I mean, at this point now, there's 4 crawls in each base, and with only 1 Oracle, you're only talking, you know, it does take a little while longer to actually kill drones, so comes a little bit of the issue now as we see the Templar Archives is about to finish from Trust. More Zerglings working their way through the middle of the map. The Warp Prism overhead as well, coming all the way up to the top side as the group spread pushing across the right, pushing through the center to the left. And Impact and some presence on the map at least. These Adepts have the Warp Prism, so they shouldn't be in too much trouble. They can just lift back up. We saw Trust with some very cool War Prism Adept play against Zest already in that PvP. Those were some pretty funky games. And it was just very good at being consistently annoying with War Prisms and Adepts, so that doesn't bode well as a Zerg player, because Adepts are so annoying in PvZ. And that's already 1-2 drones in this natural. He'll shade up to the main. Because it's 3 Adepts, when the first one dies, he can actually still one-shot drones, so it actually adds in a lot more effectiveness than you might imagine. And one extra Adept actually helps out a bunch. Obviously, it doesn't, kind of just overkills initially. But it means it's 1 extra Adept you have to work your way through before then you actually start making progress towards stopping this from happening. These Adepts, oh my god, if they walk up to the prism, they can maybe lift and get away, but then he's going to reveal the Archons, and that's not what he wants to have happen. Is the Archon drop going to come in as the next little part of attack? It doesn't get any drones yet, but they do pull away, and this is all Might time, which Impact is having denied from him, because that's going to be the Queens halted in the mineral line, and the Archon's now going to be able to get both of those Queens. Then one of the Archons lifts up away. It's 2 Queens, and Trust just continues to find so much damage here so far. Wings run over to the left side, a couple Zealots and Sentries able to push Zerglings back into the center. The War Prism of Trust coming around through the top. There's an Observer here, so you can pick away at a couple of those Crypt Tumors. So already 1 Crypt Tumor going down, make that a second. So 2 Crypt Tumors killed on this upper right-hand side. And another Crypt Tumor going to be placed down here once again as well. Archons will drop down once more, kills another Crypt Tumor. Anything you can do just to slow the Zerg down, right? I mean, he's keeping these Roaches busy. It just keeps Impact distracted and now building up back at home. 49 drones, double gas taken, but no gases on the third base just yet. Maybe looking towards something of a very aggressive follow-up push. Impact is building a Spire, but he doesn't have the gas to build Middleist right now, so that's not going to be a threat for the foreseeable future. Another Archon, more Zealots, and here we go. The larger attack force now from Trust starting to move out toward the upper left-hand side. Still not seeing much impact from the, from these mineral blockers in the center. I guess this pathway, while it is the large pathway and the nice one to move around, because it's just not there, you don't really think you need it. And we just haven't seen many fights taking place in the middle of the map either. As here we go. Zealots will start charging up this ramp, Archons and Immortals. Already pushing forwards here again, all the way up onto the high ground. Coming straight forwards into this. The Roach Roaring's actually in some trouble. He may be able to deny Roach Speed. He will. Roach Speed denied. That makes those Roaches a lot less mobile. And now no more Roaches can be made for a little while. Zealot's a bit out of position though. They go running to the left. So the Immortals and Archons over here are very exposed. And the War Prism Micro, not really too great at the moment as those Zealots continue to run down over towards those drones. Continue to chase those away. I mean, again, the tech units have just been absolutely destroyed. So Impact with a pretty good cleanup in terms of getting rid of a lot of the units. Of getting rid of a lot of drones. Impact with a good fight getting rid of a lot of units here from Trust. But still lost a few drones. And overall, Trust actually does have 49 to 56 workers. This was not a good fight for him. This was just not a good fight for him at all. Well, now Muta's on the way up, as oh my god, the Oracle comes in though and finds a bunch of drones because there's no Spore on this natural expansion. Gets all the drones that were here, some more now coming back to mine. That was crazy. We've seen Zealots warping in on the third base. But now suddenly Impact is down by 11 workers after being actually still looking okay moments ago. Gases are now taken on this third base. They've only just been taken after realizing this attack didn't work out. Says, okay, well I need some more of those again. So starts to build them up once more. Again, a few more Mutas coming in, a few extra drones on the way out as well. As we've seen this Oracle throws the Revelation into the natural. So throws that Revelation down again. The next Immortal is about to pop out as well. 2 more Archons on the way up. Well, Muta's obviously going to cause some issues as they dive right into the natural expansion here. So coming straight in, they're going to start picking off a whole bunch of probes. So get rid of the good few probes. Again, the attack through the center. Moving to the top side. More and more probes going down already. There's 14 workers killed so far. As the Zealots of Trust going to go charging in, picking off this hatchery. Archon going to be able to help out with this as well. So hatch goes down. I mean, I guess the Muta's obviously doing a lot, but is there enough to defend this army? We saw this with Impact against Zest as well. He goes into the Mutas and then he just can't really defend the army on the other side. At the moment, maybe he can. He's going to kill the War Prism. So many Zealots, though. And if the Archon can help to fight the Mutas well enough, this might just be good enough. There's actually a couple of Phoenix and a Stalker or two running in as well. And anything you can do to help out here is going to be good. Impact types GG. Maybe doesn't look immediately over just as the game ends. But if we jump into it just for a moment or two longer and just look what it is like I don't have control. Fuck.